Good morning, second grade mathematicians. Today and over the next couple of days, we're going to be exploring how mathematicians find patterns in everyday life. I'm going to show you a sequence of Unifix cubes. And the first thing I want you to look for is, what do you notice? Do you see a pattern? I see a couple of different patterns, so that's my clue for you. There's more than one pattern in the Unifix cubes that you're about to see. Here are the first four arrangements in a sequence of Unifix cube trains. What do you notice about these arrangements? How are they alike? How are they different? How many cubes are there in each arrangement? How do they change from one level to the next? Do you think there's a pattern to this sequence? Is there anything that repeats with each new arrangement or changes in a predictable manner? What do you think will come next in row 5? What color do you think the Unifix cubes will be? How many Unifix cubes do you think will be in row 5? The first thing I like to do when I'm trying to find a pattern sequence is I like to count my cubes. So in row 1, I have 1 Unifix cube. Row 2, I have 1, 2, 3. Row 3, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in row 4, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How are these patterns going up? How are the sequences changing? Well, I notice that they're going up by 2 every time. You can see it really well right here. We start with 1, and we can see the difference is 2 more. And then we move down here, we can see the difference is 2 more. Our pattern is going up by 2 cubes every single time. So in our 4th row, we would have 1, or our 5th row, we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 2 more, 8, 9. We would have 9 cubes in the 5th row. I'm going to challenge you. How many cubes would be in the 6th row? All right, I have another set of patterns for you. Here's our first pattern in our sequence. I count 4 cubes, 1 dark one in the middle and 3 surrounding it. Take a look at what comes next in our sequence. I see more Unifix cubes than the pattern before. Ooh, is this a growing pattern? How much is it increasing by every time? What's changing in these arrangements? What do you predict the 4th arrangement might look like? We see patterns a lot in everyday life. Some of these patterns are going to be hard to recreate without using hands-on Unifix cubes. I suggest drawing the patterns with marker or crayon on paper so you can see the colors and how the patterns may change. I'd like you to go in your Bridges book and open to page 80. On the top of page 80, you're going to see another pattern sequence. Page 80 looks like this. Let's first look by looking at our first 3 arrangements in our Unifix cube sequence. I see it's going up. What do you think the 4th arrangement and the 5th arrangement will look like? Use words or numbers to write 3 observations about the sequence so far. Is it growing? How much is it growing by? What are your predictions? And the last question is, Sam says this sequence is a growing pattern. Do you agree with Sam? Why or why not? The back is optional if you want to challenge yourself today in math. But when you are finished with the first page, especially just this one, I'd like you to take a picture and send it to me.